Do you know what this guy's name is?
None of us work here because it's a job.
Go! Sing! Really, it's a sense of helping, changing lives, being there for families. Sandals! That's right, Lily.
We work here because it's a calling, it's a mission, and we feel good about that. Fraser pioneers services. We have since 1935, when Mrs. Fraser started Fraser School, out of her own need, but eventually meeting a large community need. Fraser right now provides 3 main services: healthcare, housing, and education to children and adults with special needs and their families. We support adults in their homes and help them to live independently. We support children through education services, through housing services, through rehabilitation services. We support families through getting them the supports that they need, getting them the information they need, getting them the help that they need. We have home-based services and center-based services.
Stomp and clap, stomp and clap.
Music is a really important aspect of what we do.
Through music therapy, the children are able to learn lifelong skills. For example, learning how to communicate in the community, being able to share, being able to take turns. A child is able to increase their ability to vocalize by filling in the last word of a phrase.
She sat at the piano and played the piano, and she noticed that children would pay attention to that. So she would take that teaching moment to teach them math or to teach them reading.
My connection with Fraser was my sister Jana. And Jana began at Fraser School when she was just 3 years old, and that was almost 45 years ago. It's really heartwarming to see that mission and that passion that Mrs. Fraser had is still here through the leadership of Diane and everyone else that's involved with the Fraser organization.
If you study Mrs. Fraser and you study the services and why they worked and why they were successful, is she persevered. And I think Fraser perseveres.
I know what that feels like to get that news, you know, that your child is autistic. And there's grieving involved. I mean, there's real grieving. It's like you're grieving a death. Tatum was born in December of '97. Gorgeous, gorgeous baby.
She could speak in complete sentences, it seemed like, at a fairly young age, sometime between the age of 2 and 2.5. And I thought, you know, she was a little Einstein, just very intelligent.
At 15 months, I would be reading a book to her and she would finish the sentence. By 18 months, she could count to 20. She knew all the letters of the alphabet.
But she also had some issues where she wasn't quite socially adept as a lot of the other kids. Given that there were a lot of skills that were fairly strong, we weren't particularly bothered up front, but once she got to be about 3 years of age and some of the social things were really not coming along, Amy became fairly concerned.
My first reaction was, wow. You know, I always thought of autism as the stereotypical child who sits in the corner and rocks back and forth. I mean, that was what, to me, autism was. I didn't know that this was a whole spectrum disorder that went from, you know, this end to this end.
She got diagnosed between the age of 3.5 and 4. Fraser was the place that came in with a significant amount of programming to help her in their day treatment program.
She learned a lot of safety techniques and a lot of communication skills at Fraser, and our life just got so much easier at home.
There you go, Tatum.
To see her go up to children at a playground, at a swimming pool, at school, and using the words, "Can I play with you? Do you want to play?" I mean, that's huge, huge.
Oh! You got one!
You got one.
She will need help with independent living skills as an adult. I can't always be there. You know, that's why these services are so invaluable. That's why you need places like Fraser.
Chad was born December 21st, 1984.
He was born with cerebral palsy. We found that out probably a few months after he was born.
And then the next milestone was him being fitted for a wheelchair and realizing that he wasn't going to walk.
As he grew up, we knew we had to move into a different style home. And so we put the plans in place to build this home that he's currently staying in.
I didn't want to be in a situation where we had to or was forced to do something with Chad's housing arrangements or living arrangements. I wanted him to transition right into a group home so he could still be active with, you know, his own world, you know, with kids his own age, and that goal came true when I met Fraser.
All right.
The best part of coming to see Chad every day is the smile on his face and the little things that he used to always do, and, you know, his ball games and everything that he likes watching on TV, his sports games. We get involved with him just like we did before.
We're a beacon of light, kind of like a lighthouse in that sea. You know, we see so many of these families that come to us no matter what age.
For my family and for Chad, it was just a beacon of hope, you know, that we didn't have to worry about his future needs, his future housing. It was all going to be met through Fraser and the group home that he's in.
On the first day, we give them the courage to go on to the second day. On the second day, that's when things start changing here. When we start intervening with our knowledge and love with these families, we're able to truly save their lives and change their lives.
I looked at Mother very curious.
Fraser, I'm telling you, has done so much for our family. I'm forever grateful. Forever grateful.
I see that outcome time and time and time again with all of our families. And it truly is a miracle. It really, really is. And miracles happen here every day.